The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, discrepancies in Hue and Gulf Road, settlers attack Pari villages, and Santos back PNG Orchids. 3 men who were badly injured by the Hetwara gang at Gwarawan Rigo were airlifted to Medang by CIL missionaries to seek medical treatment on Thursday. Rigo District Election Security Operation Commander Inspector Stephen Yalamu said the 3 were attacked earlier this week but could not be taken to the hospital quickly because the heavily armed Hetwara gang were at the airstrip. Inspector Yalamu said the gang also sexually assaulted a teenage girl, killed 1 man and destroyed properties. He said the incident occurred after a Hetwara gang member was killed by the resistance group. Inspector Yalamu said the situation at Nankina Valley is still tense. He is now assessing the situation at Nayudo LLG before he can allow polling officials to set up there for one-day voting. Day 4 of polling in the West New Britain province began with voters lining up at the Biala LLG office to cast votes in the new Nakanai open electorate. Returning officer Roland Popunurea said polling has been progressing well, with the most common complaints being that of unregistered voters in the common roll.
Though polling has been relatively calm in the Nakanai Open electorate in Biala, West New Britain, the ongoing matter of unregistered voters continue. This issue has been a growing concern all over the country. Returning officer Roland Popunurea said there were 44 polling teams, 9 for Hoskins, 9 for Mosa, 13 for Central Nakanai and 13 for East Nakanai. Aro Popunurea said Central Nakanai has started winding down some teams.
East Nakanai, they will be having only one team, which is for Barama, just to complete one section of their path on Monday the 11th. That would be at 12 noon. Because after the 11th, no more polling is directed by the commissioner. Would that be okay? Yes, with security we have issues. The deployment or the insertion of police force to all teams. Some like that, some like really it's all now. But we had the polls peacefully, even though there were minor hiccups.
The PNG Defence Force team in Biala helped the polling teams with transportation to check their teams for East Nakanai and Central. Those in Kimbe assisted teams in Mosa and Hoskins. Aro Popunurea said all ballot boxes will be brought to Kimbe for storage. He was told by the Provincial Election Steering Committee that counting will be centralized. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
Polling teams in Senaka in West New Britain province completed their polling on the 6th of July. The exercise was described as peaceful, thanks to the people and security personnel for ensuring that.
Polling in Central Nakanai LLG went smoothly despite those that disapproved of not having the opportunity to vote. In an interview on Thursday, Assistant Returning Officer Apolosa Kwabu confirmed that Nakanai LLG had 2 teams who completed polling in a day. He said most of the teams had completed polling on Tuesday and about 2 or 3 that completed on Wednesday 6th. The last 2 completed polling on Thursday 7th July.
Otherwise, generally the polling went very smoothly, except that a lot of people were complaining about their names not being in the ward rolls.
Mr. Kwabo admitted that from the onset, logistics was challenging, especially fuel for transportation to dispatch polling teams and supplies. Returning Officer Roland Popunurea managed to get them organized. As per direction from the RO, Mr. Kwabo stated that all ballot boxes were to be brought into Puluma Police Station this Sunday. Instructions are that primary counts will be done at Hoskins. Meantime, the PNG Defence Force security details sanctioned to specific areas continue to deliver peace by containing disputes or grievances caused by disgruntled voters. Meanwhile, inmates and CS officers at Lakiamata Prison cast their votes on Thursday, 7th July. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Along the Muggy Highway, several villages in the Rigo district had complaints about missing names on the Common Roll and Electoral Book. Voters in each village expressed their disappointment.
Babaka village in Rigo district, Central Province has about 1,100 eligible voters and only 21 ballot papers were distributed. According to Ward Councillor Jack Valley, the issue was the missing voter names in the Common Roll and Electoral Roll.
In the common roll, it will be, the voters are 900 plus, but I think it will go over than that.
At Kemabolo village, polling began at 10 a.m. Polling officer Bernard Howe said locality has 800 eligible voters. However, 189 names have been displaced. Tao said while polling continued uninterrupted, the update of names in the Common Roll and Electoral books was a setback.
Issues like those that have died, those that have transferred to stay in other provinces, their names still appear in the roll book, and there are complaints also from the community.
Jeremy Lay, ward councillor for Gabone village, shared similar sentiments. Lay said there are 1,100 eligible voters in Gabone. 700 have voted. The rest have yet to do so. He also shared that due to lack of funding, polling officials are using facilities from the local church to conduct polling. Rigo incumbent MP Lekwagure sided with the people, saying the roll books should have been updated in time for the 2022 election. Jasmine Iru, TV1 News.
People who voted in Moresby's Huon Gulf district in 2017 were shocked to find out that they were not on the electoral roll this year. A voter from Ward 19 of Wampa Rural, Waku Morgan, was concerned that most of her people's names were not on the roll despite giving their information to census officials early this year.
A census was supposedly conducted early this year, where people were recruited on a short-term basis to go into wards and take note of the details of the population there. 28-year-old Waku Morgan was keen on being part of the census team in her village of Zipasing, as she was one of the few locals who had completed grade 12. She had voted in 2012 and 2017 in Ward 19 of Wampa Rural, Huon Gulf District. She described the 2022 general elections as the worst for Zipasing.
Now this is work census, now I'm going to make it good this work census. This last time name law before 2012, okay then now we'll start with simple name Kenya. Them sample I'm going to get Kenya. The sample nuclear I'm going to set sample all black Kenya. Nuclear sample been given name nuclear Kenya.
Morgan said they were advised that grade 12 school leavers would be recruited to help with the census early this year. She and her peers gave their names along with their grade 12 certificates, only to see that one-talks of those who were in charge were hired. Morgan said an argument started soon after locals pointed out that not everyone comes to the market. Most are at home, in the bush or in their gardens. She said most of those whose names are on the roll are settlers, while a majority of the indigenous landowners have missed out. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Open Net.
Favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook, and with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager. Bungum Yumi. Cheers to 70 years.
Brush to the beat with Colgate for healthy teeth. Brush twice a day for 2 minutes. That's all you need. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now, everybody. Join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth. 2 minutes of brushing twice a day. Bright smiles, bright futures with Colgate. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now, everybody. Join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth.
Welcome back. Air New Guinea flights to Wapinamanda Airport in Enga Province have been suspended effective today after the airport runway was vandalized. The suspension of flights is indefinite. These photos supplied to this newsroom by security forces in Wapinamanda show oil spill and broken bottles on sections of the airport runway. Air New Guinea stated that the vandalism took place last night. The airline management said the airport was only opened 12 months ago after millions of kina was spent improving the runway and terminal infrastructure. The National Airports Corporation is closing the airport because the incident poses a safety risk to the travelling public, staff, aircraft and property. Settlers living along the road to Pari village in NCD's Moresby South district attacked villagers today after finding out that their names were not in the electoral roll. Pari villagers retaliated and chased them away, only for the disgruntled settlers to take their anger out on passengers in a PMV.
Settlers living along the Pari community in Moresby South moved into the village today and destroyed properties, including vandalizing cars and other properties like homes and chasing women from the market. The settlers, after being rejected, held up a PMV at the entrance of the village and ransacked passengers of their personal properties. Pari villager Alice Penrose was a passenger in the bus. She says the settlers stopped the bus and ordered them out before taking their belongings.
And we were told that there was a fight in the village, so the bus driver actually turned around from there, not knowing that they would actually, grab our bags and belongings. At that scene, one of my aunties, a young girl, she was actually grabbed down from the bus and was being bashed up by these guys.
A community leader in the village said settlers must respect the villagers. Another youth also spoke up. Police intervened and quelled the situation while polling went ahead. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
In a Wabui village in Mekeo LLG experienced a risk during Thursday's polling, including voters being influenced as they went to cast their votes. There was no privacy as voters were followed by people who wanted to see who they were voting for. Assistant Returning Officer Simon Magava said there was a lack of security personnel to control the situation. Voter Nick Mino said it was chaotic.
Yeah, there's a lot of that noise in the background, a lot of people crowded around here, basically because people actually want to witness who they've been voting for. It's quite bad to see this thing happening. During the campaign period, a lot of people move here and there from one candidate to another to be with them for food and for money and all that kind of thing. So here we have the supporters of those candidates who would like to really witness who they are voting for, so that their vote counts as either number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Marina Station in the Kairuku LLG had a smooth sail of polling as men and women orderly cast their votes. About 90-plus villages, settlements and communities in the district had gone through polling.
Berena Station in Kairuku LLG Central Province had gone through a 2-day polling exercise which ran smoothly. Men and women moved in orderly fashion to cast their votes. About 90-plus villages, settlements and communities in the district have held polling.
The polling started on Monday at Ward 17, which is Orchids, Mainuhana and Berena village. That was on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now Thursday and Friday, the voting will be here for 2 days, because I think most people here know each other. Through the elections and all that, we've told them that family is important. Whether you have your democratic right to vote for any candidate that you wish to vote, but that doesn't mean that you have disputes with your family. The only problem we are having now is that some of them won't be eligible to vote.
Geraldine Pepena, a nurse at Berena Health Center, voted on Thursday, 7 July.
It's just peaceful. Since at Berena, Ward 17 at Orchids came to us here in Berena Station, it's peaceful.
Voter Nicholas Aitzi said villages along the coast of Kairuku LLG voted peacefully also. Berena presiding officer Antoinette Kwai ensured polling was conducted smoothly, calling out serial numbers of the ballot papers from the first to the last to notify scrutineers. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
When skin tends to lack natural oil, it is termed dry skin. Refresh and rehydrate with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost range. Here's a simple 3-step routine. 1. Hydro Boost Cleanser. It is gentle, won't clog pores, and adds moisture to the skin, unlike soap. Step 2. A moisturizer, such as this one, for replenishment. Step 3. Bright Eyes. A specially formulated eye roll-on. Infuses moisture around the delicate eye area. And there you go. Be beautiful, be you.
Brush to the beat with Colgate for healthy teeth. Brush twice a day for 2 minutes, that's all you need. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now everybody, join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth. 2 minutes of brushing twice a day, bright smiles, bright futures with Colgate. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now everybody, join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth.
Welcome back. Santos has thrown its support behind our National Women's Rugby League team, PNG Orchids, as the latest platinum, which is a huge boost for the team's preparations towards the Rugby League World Cup at the end of the year. The sponsorship deal, which is valued at 1.8 million kina, was signed today between Santos PNG Country Chairman Leon Buskins and PNG RFL CEO Stanley Hondina at the Santos National Football Stadium.
Despite multiple setbacks brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic to initial preparations to our National Rugby League teams, both the PNG Kumuls and the PNG Orchids, there's always a silver lining. During the course of this week, a number of major sponsorship announcements have been signed and formalized. On Tuesday, Kumul Petroleum Holdings committed 3.3 million kina towards the PNG LNG Kumuls for the next 3 years, till 2024. Today, Santos, formerly Oil Search, came on board to back our national women's team, the PNG Orchids, with a sponsorship of 1.8 million kina that will also boost the team's preparations for the upcoming Rugby League World Cup. Officiating at today's event was Santos PNG Country Chairman Leon Buskins and PNG RFL CEO Stanley Hondina, flanked by St. George Illawarra, NRLW star and Orchids Captain Elsie Albert and Orchids Chairlady Okaro Yogi. In his opening remarks, Buskin expressed his gratitude and acknowledged the commitment, hard work and progress made thus far by the Orchids under new coach Ben Jeffries and his staff during these trying times.
This sponsorship is an important part of our commitment to our country, and especially our women and girls that make up just over 50% of our population.
On behalf of PNG RFL Board Chairman Sandy Saka and the board members, CEO Stanley Hondina again acknowledged and thanked Santos for renewing their partnership with PNG RFL to support our national women's team, who are ready to represent the country with pride at this year's Rugby League World Cup.
Just under 27 years, the girls' game has been played in this nation, and the last 5 years only in representative duties. And in 5 years, they tend to be ranked fourth in the world, which is an achievement in itself. The girls can only turn up and play the football, but it's the back-end support that goes with it to make it what it is, and we'd like to appreciate Santos in all sets before.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
As a build-up to the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2023 in Australia, PNG will, for the first time in history, showcase and host World Cup Nissan Trophy Tour to Port Moresby following their maiden appearance at ICC T20 Cricket World Cup in Oman, UAE in 2021. The ICC T20 trophy is scheduled to arrive in Port Moresby next Sunday, July 17, 2022, and will be on tour around NCD in Central Province for 3 days.
The historic World Cup Trophy Tour to PNG signifies the respect and recognition by the World Cricket Body, especially the country's latest rankings amongst the World Cricket superpowers after PNG's maiden appearance at last year's ICC T20 in Oman, United Arab Emirates. Cricket PNG Game Development Manager and Tour Organizing Committee Margaret Sibona said the trophy and tour party will arrive at Jackson's International Airport on Sunday, 17th July at midday to be met by Cricket PNG CEO Craig Campbell, Acting Cricket PNG Board Chairman Michael Harrison and invited government representatives. The trophy tour has been strategically scheduled for 2 days and will be accompanied by Australia, New Zealand, British and Indian High Commissioners and Cricket PNG executives and staff.
We have Academy CPNG Academy 11 playing against Fisherman Island 11 with a T12 or a T10 over at Fisherman Island, and then followed by the ICC reception where we had invited the sponsors, partners and delegates at the Hilton Hotel in the evening, and then Tuesday we have the photo shoot at 10 o'clock to be staged at the Parliament House, followed by APEC, and we have the Village Mini World Cup to be done here on Tuesday with boys and girls wearing the 16 country uniforms. 16 country uniforms is the 16 countries that will be participating next year in the T10 World Cup.
On behalf of the organizing committee, Sibona is also encouraging the cricket family and fans to come out and be part of this historic visit and the various activities that have been planned for the 2 days. She added PNG is also privileged to be chosen for the World Cricket Nissan Trophy Tour, representing the whole of the Asia-Pacific region. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The SB-PNG Hunters will travel north to BMD Kugari Oval, Brisbane on Saturday, 7th July to take on the Wynnum Manly Seagulls in round 14 of the QRL Host Plus Cup. Saturday's match is a good opportunity to bounce back for the Hunters, who were ambushed by a lively Ipswich Jets outfit at home last weekend going down.
The positive from the game against the Jets was the successful return from injury for Ila Alu, who again settles for a bench role this week as he works his way back into the side. The Wynnum Manly Seagulls come into round 14 after a 21 grand final rematch with the North Devils last Sunday. The Hunters' Reg Warto Puara scored a late try in the game as the Hunters threatened an unlikely comeback and will be instrumental to PNG's chances again this weekend. The Hunters' Emmanuel Weiner will line up this week in his preferred centre position against the Seagulls. Weiner is a tackle-busting machine who has had plenty of impact coming off the bench throughout the middle of the season, but gets his chance out wide where he can cause serious damage against smaller defenders. Closer to the ruck, Hunters captain Kevin Apple makes a move into the middle this week, having played out the season so far on the left edge. Apple has been a defensive rock for the Hunters in 2022, while the hard-running and hard-hitting Kitron Laka earns a starting edge role in his place. Coach Matthews says he's looking for his side to improve their defense and discipline after last week's loss to the Jets. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And finally, league improvers Garo Magpies will be aiming for a moral-boosting win over their eastern neighbours University Tigers in the main Port Moresby AFL match at the Colts Oval tomorrow. The Pies are playing their best football to date since they re-entered the competition this year.
The Pies beat Gordon Kokofas 86-83 2 weeks ago, only to be denied the match points on the reversal decision for having 19 players on the field in the second quarter. As per match rule, all points scored by the Magpies up to that stage were all scrapped, and the Pies had to start the match on a clean slate. Last week, the Pies nailed Alavala Swans 9 goals, 9 behind 63 to no goal, 2 behinds 2. The Pies will be aiming to add the Tigers to their victims list, and the honours will be on the entire team to maintain their coordinated football from the centre square. The team is predominantly made up of youths from the Garahu suburb, including students from Garahu, Luwang and Kopkop secondary schools, as well as from Port Moresby National High School. These youngsters will be pitted against the experienced PNG Mosquito trio, Douglas Light Jr. and the Lawai brothers John, James and Max. The Tigers will certainly put up their best performance, but total confidence and excited eagerness to win their third consecutive match should be the motivating factor to come out victors. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that wraps up the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.